Disclaimer: no dragons were harmed nor fucked in the making of this video. Someone's mother did die though. Honey, I made your favorite pizza! Monster. An imaginary creature that is typically large, ugly, and frightening. Example: what people been calling the job application recently. A job! Hunter. A person or animal that hunts. Example: the dragon hunts for its prey. What kind of dragon? The Komodo dragon, of course. Put these two words together and you get one of Capcom's most successful franchises. Originally started in March of 2004, I realized that this franchise is older than me by 3 years. But also it would be on the pedestal of great and unforgotten titles, something that Devil May Cry didn't get. Monster Hunter would be with or above the likes of Mega Man, Ace Attorney, Street Fighter, Resident Evil, and other games that I don't see in the average conversation because to Capcom, they don't exist. Just like Devil May Cry. Just like any franchise, Monster Hunter got more and more entries in the franchise. And on October 8th, 2016, they made possibly one of my favorite sub-series to a franchise yet. The Monster Hunter Stories series. I originally played the demo of this game endlessly on the 3DS. And I loved it. And then in July 9th, 2021, they made Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. And then in 2024, they remade Monster Hunter Stories 1 to Switch, PC, and PlayStation. And with English voice acting! With Stories 2 also getting PlayStation and PC ports. And during summer and fall of 2024, I bought these two games and realized that these games were the true hidden gems of the Nintendo Switch. Better than Mario + Rabbids Sparks of Hope and whatever their fan base is smoking. I mean, I would make a video on each game separately, but that would be boring. So instead, I'm going to review both of them in one video. Why? Because I have no soul and I'm chained to YouTube without being paid to do this video. The chains of the YouTube algorithm won't actually let me spend time with my family. Enough about my suffering. Let me review both these games. You can tell this script was up to date since it was not made 9 months ago. But anyways, in order to review the games fairly, we have to review them in order from 1 to 2. So let's start with... The story of Monster Hunter Stories can be summed as this. There are two types of brave people. Hunters, the ones who hunt down monsters, and riders, the ones who ride monsters and become their best friends. Oh, and something evil is happening and it's up to us to do something about it, because we are the protagonist that can be customized. During our adventure, we meet a wide cast of characters, such as Girl, boy whose hair reminds me of Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog, blonde-haired woman that only lives in Antarctica, a hunter who talks like a surfer, and the one, the only, Rafa the Rathalos. Like any superhero, he faked his death in search of the protagonist. Such a trooper. Alright, I forgot Naviru, the Morgana of the series. He mainly wants to eat donuts, then try to get the main character to fall asleep. And don't worry, he gets most of the screen time besides us, the player. Now that we got the story down in Monster Hunter Stories, let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay of the game is interesting. Instead of normal Monster Hunter being full-blown action combat, it's turn-based combat with rock, paper, scissors mechanic. Here's how it works. Speed beats power, tactical beats speed, and power beats tactical. Got that? Good. Don't be like me. Besides that, you have one party member during your adventure. It ain't a human, but instead a monster. This is a Monstie, a combination between monster and bestie. You can have up to 6 to go with you on your adventure. How do you get said Monstie? You go into these dens and take their eggs. After getting the eggs, you can hatch it and a baby Monstie comes out. It will think you're its mother and ultimately trust you with its life. You can also name your Monstie. This one is LPC, short for Lying Piece of Chicken. Only true ones know, and only Ron Keffer knows what that refers to. You can also gather materials and craft new armor and weapons, like great swords, sword and shields, hammers, hunting horns. It's like Pokemon, but with a few extra steps, and actually really good. But with all respect, the OST might stand out. Not in a good way, but also not in a bad way either.
I mean, it's alright, like...
The music is nothing to write home about, but the main theme is something that's stuck in my head. The battle music is fairly normal battle music, and all the village themes are decent enough. I can't say for sure about the music, it's just alright, I guess. Overall, the first game is pretty great. I highly recommend if you have not played Monster Hunter before. For a rating, I give it 8 Rathaloses out of 10.
But I'm not done yet!
I said I was gonna review both Monster Hunter Stories titles. Let's go over the second game, starting with... The story for Monster Hunter Stories 2 can also be summed like this. We are the grandchild of Red, who is not the first game's protagonist. However, something is making all of the Rathaloses fly away, including Guardian Ratha. But he gives White Hair Girl an egg. What kind of egg? An egg that has a baby Rathalos. This Rathalos does not have wings near the beginning of the game, but he grew wings just a few gameplay hours later. And all of our friends from the first game return, and some of them team up with the player during the story, including new faces such as What Every Man Wants, the girl, boy with white anime hair, and Kyle. No relation to Kyle from South Park, and sadly, Javal is not on the character page on the website. Could this be to prevent spoilers? It might just be a theory, a Pepsi overdose theory. Overall, Monster Hunter Stories 2 has a lot more thing happening in the story than the first game, plus the fact we get to meet and team up with previous characters and new ones is really cool. It's also a small hint that this game also has multiplayer. While yes, I do have friends, I don't have friends who own this game, so I'm pretty much left in the dust. But let's move on to the gameplay. This might be a surprise to some, but the gameplay is slightly the same with a few tweaks here and there. Flying around with Ratha feels a lot more smoother than the first game. And some combat tweaks have also been added. For one, you have weapon-based skills now, meaning whichever weapon you have lends you different skills. Speaking of weapons, 2 new weapons and a weapon category list has been added to the game. We got the bow and gun lance, and each weapon has been split into 3 types of attacks: slice, bash, and pierce. And you also have the ability to switch freely between 3 weapons: a main weapon, a sub-weapon, and a second sub-weapon. You can make your layout however you want, but most players, including myself, would have a slice weapon, a bash weapon, and a pierce weapon. Also, remember when I said some characters team up with you during the story? Well, they can travel alongside you and fight alongside you. You can't control them, nor their Monstie, if they have one. But if they are a hunter, they just kinda fight alongside you. But the way you get Monsties is the same. Go into a den, grab the egg, and get the fuck out of there! You might also notice It's one big den now instead of one den that leads to another part of the den. And the egg hatching is different now. You sit and watch it hatch instead of mashing the A button. And there's more monsties. Look at my blue Rathalos. His name is Blue Atha, and he's my favorite monstie. Other than that, the gameplay has more improvements than the first game, but the music is where the true upgrades shine.
Yo, yo, yo!
First off, the music is somehow better than the first game. The battle music makes me feel like it's man and monster versus monster. And a lot of village themes are actually better. The first village theme, aka your hometown, is a village on a beach. So it's tropical and it sounds relaxing. I like it. And overall the music is just better here than the first game. No argument. Monster Hunter Stories 2 is an example of a good sequel. It really makes me want a third game. If Capcom is making a Monster Hunter Stories 3, please give it to me as a sponsor. I would glaze it the second I get it. I extremely recommend this game. It's on Switch, PS4, and PC via Steam. As a rating, I give this game 9 blue Rathaloses out of 10. And that wraps up my thoughts on both Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2. These games are something I hold dear to me, and it got me through some parts of my depression, of IRL stuff, mental health, and Gummigu's death before episode 4, where he's alive but forgot everything. If you enjoy videos like these, then feel free to subscribe, as I do not get paid a single cent to make these videos, so some support would be nice. Anyways, I'm gonna head out for the night. I'll catch you all later. See ya.